What's up, everybody? This is a new segment of the OZone. It's the midweek teaser. We wanted to get more content out to you, and this is what we're doing. We're taking calls, and we have a hot take from a listener north of the border who sent this before the Blue Jays and Rangers series, who didn't appreciate us not giving the Blue Jays a chance. Let's hear what he had to say.
This is Boach in the house. I can't believe you guys totally dismissed the Toronto Blue Jays. Here's why the Blue Jays will beat the Texas Rangers. Point one. The Rangers are particularly weak for a playoff team. Their run differential was only +8, which would mean they should have won roughly 82 games rather than the 95 that they did win. The Jays, by comparison, were a +3 run team. Point two. On a related note, the Rangers were somewhat lucky. They were 36-11 in one-run games. No team since 1901 has put up a winning percentage that high in one-run games. Point three. The Rangers' defense is one of the worst in the AL. They allowed the third most runs. Jays' offense is top 10 in runs scored. Point four, the Rangers fielding independent pitching, an ERA-like stat that measures how successful a team's pitching staff was, if you take out some of the luck in whether balls in play were fielded or not, was third worst in the league. Worse than even the Twins. The Jays had the sixth best offense by weighted on-base average, an offensive stat that is like on-base percentage but re-weighted to reflect the different values of different types of hits. So the matchup in this favors the Jays. Point five, the Blue Jays offense is driven by home runs, fourth in the league, and the Rangers pitchers allow the ninth most home runs per 9 innings pitched this year. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Talk to me. Toronto, stand up. The Sixers in the building. Omar, Terry, talk to me. The nerve of you brothers. The audacity of you brothers. Holla.
Well, Icons, I have to say, Bochi, spot on. This, as I have to mention to all the listeners, he sent this before the series started, folks. He was upset at our prediction. He went to the computer, he checked his numbers, and you know what? His numbers didn't lie because those numbers were a prediction. I'm going to call him Bochi the Prophet because that was a prediction of what happened. And what happened was the Rangers didn't hit, the pitchers didn't pitch, they gave up a lot of bombs, and at the end of the day, they lose with poor defense. A pass ball and a poor throw cost them the series in a sweep. What do you think about that?
He was dead on. I mean, the numbers didn't lie, but fortunately and unfortunately, in the playoff scenario, numbers don't always tell the true story because
I agree.
It's about the pressure that's on you in the playoffs. Like last night, we saw the Giants actually maybe change the momentum of this series.
I think they did. I'm very interested to watch that game tonight. Today's slate of games is incredible. Want to give love to Bochi. Bochi, you're right. We were wrong on the ozone, and we'll wear that. I do want to bring up one piece, though. In Major League Baseball, there's a gap if you win the division, and we watch it hurt all of the division winners so far. Every year, because there's a gap, and baseball isn't a game that you need days off on, really. You need a certain amount of time for your body to heal, but you don't need more than a day or two off because everybody's timing gets off.
Yeah,
I think this is the problem. Yeah, it's rhythmic, and I think this is the problem we saw with Clayton Kershaw. I think this is the problem that we saw with the Rangers and the Red Sox. And it's the teams who are able to rise above that adversity who are able to advance. Now, tell me, what do you see happening today?
Well, I was going to ask you the same question. Kershaw's coming back on 3 days rest. I personally, I might have stuck with Urias in this situation because Kershaw.
I would have stuck with Urias.
Yeah, Kershaw's not 100%, and everybody knows that. But
his back is messed up. He's not 100%. I would have stuck with Urias because that kid surprisingly shuts people down. Right. I don't know why they, and they got a good enough bullpen, so if he didn't go deep, they could still get some help.
Yeah, because you don't need you need about 6 innings. You don't need a complete game shutout. You just need 6 solid, strong innings. And that kid, they haven't seen him enough to even, to really have a book on him like that.
Yeah, and he's his own version of a dominant lefty.
Yes, he sure is. So I think it's interesting, but we might see him out of the bullpen today, though.
We may see him out of the bullpen. Dave Roberts is vying for manager of the year, so it's going to be very interesting to see what he can pull out of the hat. The Dodgers' back's against the wall. This is a great day in sports, a great day in baseball. We have a farewell for Big Papi, one of the greatest baseball players to ever lace him up. What about his career? I mean, Big Papi seemed like the only Boston Red Sox that wanted to win that series. I'll go out and say.
I'm not going to say that. I think that they did a lot of bitching in there. There was a lot of crying about calls and stuff like that over the plate. Now, I can understand that some of the calls were bad, but when the pressure got on, I even saw Dustin Pedroia break a little bit, and I was surprised.
Dustin Pedroia definitely broke. He broke in striking out when he should have been on first base to that walk at the end of game one. He broke it last night. He swung at that pitch from Cody Allen that was high and outside, and I was surprised. I thought he was going to strike out again.
Yeah, his eyes closed.
What's going on? And you know what? They didn't have one big game pitcher. Now, the preview of the series coming up, the Indians and the Blue Jays, is going to be interesting to see because these Indians are scrappy, and I want to know if King James, a.k.a. 90-50-40, has broken the curse in Cleveland at large because Cleveland looks serious.
They look really serious, and I discounted Cleveland completely. And from Francona, having his way with the league right now, he's laughing at Boston. He's really having the last laugh.
He's having the last laugh. And what we're seeing here is in the playoffs of Major League Baseball, how important coaching is. These games come down to critical decisions, and we're watching certain managers make the right ones and certain managers make the wrong ones. There's no reason that Zach Britton doesn't get to play in the wild card game. There's no reason.
Well, you know what? And I think that Dave Roberts is sort of getting paid back for that plug-and-play situation that he likes to do so much with the Dodgers. Because yesterday when we watched the game, you saw him plugging and playing a lot of the pitchers and a lot of the matchups, and they didn't work out the right way. It's not about that in the playoff situation. The playoffs is all about pressure.
But at the same time, it did work out because Carlos Ruiz stepped in on a pinch hit and hit a 2-run bomb. That was big.
But we're talking about the pitchers. He changed more pitchers in Major League history during the season.
Yeah. And he had to do that because of injury. Now I don't know about so much, and it's going to be very interesting to see. Truth be told, it's hard for me to go against Clayton Kershaw. People are asleep on Joe Ross. He's not 100% because he hasn't been in rhythm. But I've had Joe Ross on my fantasy team. Joe Ross can shut you down. I don't think he will shut them down at Dodger Stadium today. I look for the Dodgers to go for the kill, Clayton Kershaw. I'm going to go out and say the Dodgers win this game today, and we're in for a rumble in the jungle out in D.C. On the flip side, I don't expect much from John Lackey. Matt Moore's been pitching really well, and I think that Joe Madden is in a precarious position because last night, them getting to Aroldis Chapman does something mentally for the squad. And I don't know, I don't know how that's going to work, but I can tell you this much. The Cubs do not want to get in a one-game playoff with Johnny Cueto versus John Lester again. I can tell you that.
Right, because they had Lester in trouble the whole game. And
they just couldn't get it done.
And forget about it with the Giants, man. They don't have ice water in their veins. They have antifreeze. I mean, they
got antifreeze. They can't freeze up. I don't care how much they boil it. They can't freeze up. It's unbelievable.
And that's the difference with them. I think that them and the Royals in this past decade have established how you're supposed to conduct yourself in the postseason. Because under pressure, they don't blink an eye.
I mean, unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And they look so comfortable. Lefty on. Nobody would ever think to bring up lefties on lefties with Aroldis Chapman. And they brought up like 4 of them.
And guess what? They all got it done. And Connor Gillespie, as we say in the baseball world, he pissed on that 102. Like it wasn't nothing. Unbelievable. And he's been swinging it, and his defense has been airtight. And your favorite Giant, Joe Panic, came through with the game-winning hit.
What you got to say about that?
Oh, man, this is baseball. This is October at its finest. I cannot wait. I'm excited. You got anything else to add? Because we just want to give you guys a quick snippet of what we're bringing you on the big show this week. Everybody tune into the OZone. You can find us on Twitter at OZone Podcast. You can find me at Omar Miller on Twitter. Terry at Icons with a Z. Come on, man. What do you guys want? If you want to call in and get your hot take played live, give us a call. Area code 424-254-9663. You got anything else to add?
That's it. Peace.
Woo, I take Major League Baseball. Who's going to be? Is it going north of the border? Is it views from the 6? Has Drake made Canada a better place, even for Major League Baseball players? You guys give us a call. Let us know what you're thinking. And at any time you want to reach out to me on Twitter, because I'm watching all the games all the time. OZone.
Peace.